And the team that gets me excited, Manchester United, Manchester United.
Hello, here we are again.
We are again.
This is our FA Cup special edition. Looking back, so the FA Cup's just around the corner, and it's going to be on the end of the week on Saturday against City. But we want to talk about previous FA Cups in our lifetime that we've seen, we've remembered, we've been to, or we've got memories, links, good and bad. Got some memorabilia. I've got my clobber on. I'm taking myself back to 1985. We all know what happened in 1985, don't we? So yeah. So, but also during the video there'll be some clips coming in as well, and maybe some pictures. But I've researched some bits from like ITV footage and grandstands that we all remember, and you'll remember when you see it. You'll all remember what it is. So there'll be a couple of surprises coming up. Intermingled with what we're talking about as well. But yeah, so I'm back 1985. That's where I am. So what about you, Dad? What do you reckon? What's your sort of first memories for FA Cup final?
FA Cup final. Well, I started supporting United. I was aware in the mid '50s, and I was born in 1948. So I was about 7 or 8. And then these Busby Babes got to the final, 57, against Aston Villa. Come on, the Villa. And I used to watch Grandstand, and I knew that it would start about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And they'd follow the team from the hotel to Wembley with various celebrities and interviews of the players and all stuff like that. So I was up early on Cup final day, and my dad was not a football supporter. He was a rugby man. So I had to share the TV with my father, because he was a horse racing fan as well. So he'd have his bets on. He didn't have a car at that time, so I would have to run down to the local pub, which was only 100 yards down the road, to put his bet on if he was going to do it. So come back and then continue watching the build up to the cup. And then when his races were on, oh Dad, do you have to? No, go on. So I'd have to suffer the racing until the racing was over, and then my father would clear off. And I was left with a TV with my pop and crisps and chocolate, and it was a special day. That was 57 Cup final, and then the same 58.
Yeah. Well, with those two dates, we've actually got the original programme for 1957 that I've added to the collection, and an original ticket as well. So I'll put pictures up so you can see it more. So it's just cardboard, isn't it? It's a funny one. Yeah. And how much did you say it was? 3 and 6.
3 6, 17.5p.
17.5p. So I don't know where that would be. East Stand enclosure. So I don't know where that is to do that. But yeah, program's nice. A shilling. We've been through that before with all the Wembley program. They were all a shilling all the way up to like 1970.
Yeah.
But in this one, there's the original. So singing sheet, Daily Express community singing. Can't imagine it now, can you? In a cup final now.
Well, it used to be at the
In the
centre
middle.
of the ground on the stand.
Yeah.
With that everybody would sing.
Yeah, that's it. And there's 19 songs on here. They would have gone for that. The band would have done the band of the Coldstream Guards.
Yeah.
Conducted by Arthur Kager. So crazy.
And there would be songs, Land of Hope and Glory, Land of Hope and Glory.
Let me just stop you there. Is there Sing Far Away on here? No. So Abide With Me, and there's, loads, but you don't have this anymore. You know, you sing the national anthem and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's nice to have that original.
Plus, sorry.
Yeah, you're not going to sing again, are you?
No. Perhaps a few of their viewers would. I mean, it was Wembley. There's a picture, but the Wembley it was called the Empire Stadium.
Yeah. Empire Stadium, Wembley. Yeah.
A replica of our wonderful empire, which we still got, but it was a lot bigger then.
Well, we ain't got the empire really, have we? So.
Well, we did then.
Oh, we did then, but not anymore, really.
What's what I said?
I know exactly, yeah. But Wembley there, you can look at it, and it's the picture. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put a picture up as well of a overhead shot of Wembley, what it was like, the greenery around it back in the day, and then getting closer up to like 70s, 80s, it was all the way around. It was just car parks. You see all the coaches and the cars.
Yeah.
But now, none of that. Now it's just high rise. Flats, and they've got the arenas there, and it's just unbelievable now. So, and all open terraces as well. So we got the same for the Bolton one as well. We've got the original Bolton one as well. That's got the singing thing in there as well. So nice programs to have.
Of course, round about that time, perhaps a little bit later than those finals. I used to go down with the school to see the Schoolboys International.
Schoolboy International, yeah.
And that's how it would have been.
Yeah, it would have been like that, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you would have obviously had a program, wouldn't you, from the Schoolboy Internationals?
Well, you know where that's gone.
Where did they go in that suitcase as well? They did, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just every time, isn't it?
So that was
You would have had them two programs as well, wouldn't you, in your case?
Enough.
Can't help myself.
So that was the 57 Cup final. That was when we were robbed by
Peter McFarlane
for the Villa.
Yeah.
Wing to Peter McFarland, who heads. Ray Wood jumps for it, and they bring each other crashing down. Both men seem to be in pain. Referee Frank Holtas calls for the trainers. McFarland's only shaken, but Wood's taken a really bad knock. He has to leave the field on a stretcher. With only 7 minutes gone...
Charging into the goalkeeper. And then I was so disappointed. I can remember that had happened. And then the same thing happened the following year with Nat Lofthouse.
Up the Manchester end again with Bolton moving in fast. Dennis Stevens shoots. Greg parries, but Nat Lofthouse charges in, and there's Bolton's second goal. Nat's charge seemed fair enough, but it's floored Harry Gregg, and play is held up for a minute or two while the trainer...
Wondrous centre forward. He was an England international, but he clobbered our goalkeeper again, once again. Another disappointment. So, but football is a funny old game. It's got its highs, and it's got its, like this season for United, or the last 10 seasons.
Yeah.
Very low, very low.
But the Peter McFarlane one, he injured Ray Wood, didn't he? He injured him, and he couldn't. Then we had down to 10 men quite early doors in the game.
Yeah,
Ray Wood,
no substitutes.
No substitutes, couldn't carry on. That's bonkers, isn't it? No substitute. We have like loads now, don't we? It's And then the 58 one with Harry Gregg in goal, Nat Lofthouse, he charged him into the net, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was the one, wasn't it? So, but it was nowadays, and you just sneeze on a keeper,
Yeah.
and it's a free kick, isn't it? So, but United, that Villa one, they were about to do the double. They were league champions, and they were odds on favourite to be the double, and they would have done if they had 11 men on the pitch. So, it was only 2-1 as well. So, but yeah. But the Bolton one was a different kettle of fish, wasn't it? Because obviously after Munich, to get to that FA Cup, how do they get to that FA Cup final after that?
Remarkable.
And to be there, and Sir Matt was there at the ground, wasn't he? So yeah.
So that the Munich was all in my emotions watching that. Like all United fans, well, all football supporters. And when we lost, it was just compounded by the situation.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But that's my last recollection, really, until '63.
Yeah.
Watching that game against Leicester City, and I remember in '63 my father had got a car by then, I think. So he was away up at the betting shop, and I had the TV to myself. And I remember Dennis scoring, and I got so excited. I got my rattle. Perhaps you can demonstrate what the rattle. It wasn't a baby rattle, but
I'll put a picture up about what it was like. So it was a wooden one, wasn't it?
yeah. And I ran out of the house up the path.
Yeah.
And stood on the pillar at the top of the path.
Yeah. And
in those days, when the cup final was on, the streets were deserted because 90% of the population was watching the cup final.
Yeah.
And I was out there, as I said, jumped on the pillar and I come on United. And I didn't care. And then I come back and continue watching the game. But that's so excited I got. But as I said, there was no one out there. It was completely silent except for me.
Yeah.
So then I run back in and back to my pop and crisps and chocolate bars and there we go.
You were 25 at the time, weren't you?
63, I was 14, 15, yeah.
Yeah, come on, yeah. So yeah.
And here's the programme.
And here's the programme. So I'll put a picture up closer one on there. So that's an original programme. And you can see with the picture, Wembley's got a roof all the way around. So it had changed in those years since '58. So, and again, we've got a singing one again. Is there as many songs as before? Oh no, they reduced it. They've gone from 19 to 13 songs now. So, and it's the Band of the Royal Marines. So, yeah. So, pack up your troubles in your old kit bag.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, a romantic song like "If You Were the Only Girl in the World."
All right then. Yeah. Okie dokie. Anyway.
And I was the only
boy. If you were the only boy. Right then. They don't want to see
But
that.
can I have a quick look?
Yes.
You carry on.
Right, okay. So yeah, 63, Leicester were actually the favourites to win that cup final. United only just about survived relegation that year.
Yeah.
So, but obviously bought Dennis. That was Dennis Law's first game. Yeah, fantastic. Dennis got one. David Hurd got two, didn't he? So, and that was the start. 5 years after Munich, they won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And that was the start of it then, wasn't it?
That was the start.
Yeah. So up and up and up from that point onwards.
100,000 people up for the cup. Gate receipts, £89,000, an all-time British record. In every way, a great occasion. It's Leicester City who have won through to the final by sheer teamwork against Manchester United, that galaxy of stars who have often disappointed but who today believes their renowned manager, Matt Busby, on the right, will dazzle the football world. In the middle, a famous trio. Noel Cantwell, left, of Manchester United, Ken Aston, an outstanding referee, and Colin Appleton, spinning the coin and winning the toss for City. David Hurd kicks off. Manchester United in red shirts, Leicester City in white. The cup final has begun. This event, which in English football outshines all else, league, championship or internationals. And it's Leicester City on the attack now. Mike Stringfellow in possession. So let slow motion show how this dangerous winger compels Gaskell to concede a corner. The corner is taken from the right, and again the action is emphasized by slow motion. No luck for Leicester this time. Hopes rise for United when Crerand tries a long shot. It's cleared, but they attack again. Giles passes to David Hurd, and his shot tests Banks. These Manchester United stars seem to be clicking at last. Banks must think so anyway. But Leicester show their genius for turning defence into attack. United's tough left half, Maurice Etters, almost gives Stringfellow a scoring chance. And once more, the Manchester defenders escape by the skin of their teeth. Time for United to apply the pressure. Crerand spots that inside left Dennis Law is well placed. Just watch how that Scottish wonder turns the pass to complete advantage. United have scored the all-important first goal. Law's on the warpath again. This time it seems incredible that City's goal can escape. Yet it does. When half-time comes, Manchester United lead by 1-0. Time now for the massed bands of the Royal Marines. Out they come for the second half. United's 1-goal lead is useful, but by no means commanding. And as Leicester kick off, they set out to demonstrate that it's anybody's game. One good thing for United, Bobby Charlton's in great form. He shoots, it goes to Hurd, and it's in the net. Let's slow the action down and see again just how David Hurd makes it 2-0 for Manchester United. Leicester City really must do something now if they're to pull the game out of the fire. Can they show the fighting spirit they've so often displayed this season? It's now or never. This looks more like the real Leicester City. Howard Riley has a try on the City right. At last, Leicester's persistence brings reward. United don't fully clear a free kick. City centre-forward Ken Keyworth scores. Only one behind now. Leicester could save the game and, with a bit of luck, even win it. But United don't intend letting City off the hook. Danger man Dennis Law hits the post, or he'd have scored again. Law just can't tear himself away from this Wembley turf. On his feet again, Law initiates another attack. Tragically for Leicester, Banks fumbles. Ready to pounce on it is David Hurd. Slow motion lets us see it again perfectly. In fact, almost makes it look easy. It's all over, the end of an exciting, very sporting game. On the field, congratulations all round. United's captain, Noel Cantwell, leads his men up to the Royal Box. For them all, it's the fulfilment of an English footballer's ambition, the cup and a cup medal. Incidentally, it's a moment of triumph for their manager, Matt Busby. Proof that he has most successfully rebuilt United. We shall never forget the Munich air tragedy. The now customary lap of honour to let the 100,000 people see what is perhaps the most coveted.
So those are my recollections as a young child, and then a youth of
The youth of the 60s, young 60s, early
young
60s.
yeah.
But then they didn't get to the cup final then, the rest of the year. I think they got to quite a few semi-finals, United, in the 60s.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get to the final.
No.
Wasn't until 1976, wasn't it?
76, and you were 5?
Yeah, so I wasn't. 76 was Southampton
Oh, right, yeah.
with the offside goal, and they won 1-0.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that one then, do we?
No, we all forget that one.
That was a bad memory, that one.
Magalhaen to Stokes, who's onside. 1-0. Southampton go mad. And on the bench they celebrate. And Stokes, by scoring the first goal in this final, wins for himself a car. And he said he'd already booked driving lessons. Now, was he offside when that ball was played? They'll complain for years possibly about that. But when he got there, with 7 minutes left for play, he slotted it in, wins himself a car, and puts Southampton into the lead.
77. You must remember.
Well, that was
77.
even worse.
No, it wasn't. Why 77? That wasn't worse.
Oh, right. Well, come
So
on,
that
then
was
you
a
caught with the dates, because I can't remember.
No, so it's the Silver Jubilee final. When it's Silver Jubilee year, Liverpool have just won the league. They're in the European Cup final, so they could do the treble for the first ever time. And we played Liverpool in the final in 1977. So, and we beat them with a wonderful goal from Jimmy Green off chest. Lou Macari's shot was going to the corner flag.
Yeah.
Hit him on the chest and that, doing it there. So, so that was 77.
As Jimmy Greenoff's header on for Pearson, a chance on here, and Pearson is the scorer. And there's a saying in football that Liverpool are at their most dangerous when they're behind. That remains to be seen. Jones. Case. Good turn. Oh, yes! A brilliant goal. Goals in 2 minutes. On by Macari. Smith slips slightly. Jimmy Greenoff. And has it gone in by Macari, is it? And United are back in front. Tommy Smith got himself into a bit of a tangle with Jimmy Greenoff. He seemed to have got the ball away, but he hadn't, and Macari...
Because Doherty, 76, he promised the fans that they'll be back the year after, and they were. Gordon Hill, Stevie Coppell, great team, wasn't it?
Kennedy again, unless they can do something with this cross. Keegan lifting himself, and it's over. Stepney falls to the ground in his goal mouth. Ormiston was in the goal. Hugging of the brothers. And the golden dream of a treble for Liverpool has been shattered. And the team that came here and had humble pie last year have come back this time to celebrate. The man who cried last year, Alex Stepney, has the broadest grin in Wembley on his face. That is the supreme moment.
Then you got to 79.
79, yeah. Arsenal. Yeah, I made the mistake of invited my brother-in-law to watch it. What year was it?
79.
79, so I was...
29.
Was I?
Yeah.
29, yeah.
Yeah.
Still got a pop and crisps, and but this time we have some
Shandies.
shandies as well. And he came down, so just two of us watching it. And my brother-in-law was not a United supporter. Who did he support?
Birmingham City.
Birmingham City, yeah.
Hey, carrot. Got no picking bottle in here.
So he loved it when scored the winning goal.
Well, yeah, 79 was Arsenal strolling, weren't they? 2-0 up. United didn't play. And then the last 5 minutes, wasn't it? We scored.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even 5 minutes, was it? McQueen got one, and then McElroy got a cracker, beating a couple of players.
Yeah.
And United were on the up. And they're going to go to extra time. United were the only team was going to win it. And then
this happens.
And then
You're
this
going to show a clip.
the goal, yeah. There's a couple of errors that happened there, I think. Nobody tackled Liam Brady. And Gary Bailey, I don't know what he was doing. Occasionally he got caught out with crosses. And he got caught out with this one with Sunderland at the back post.
Perhaps this time he'll catch it now.
No, he won't catch it this time, no.
Oh, come on, Gary.
Gary. So, and he was only a young keeper as well, wasn't he, Gary? It's a good shot stopper, Gary Bailey, but every now and again he made one or two clangers, didn't he? And that was a clanger. But given that, somebody should have clobbered Liam Brady to stop him. He just waltzed through.
That's not football, it's a clobber.
Somebody like Liam Brady with a left foot here, you got to clobber him, haven't you? Yeah, you just come back and you want to get to extra time, and then you let him do that. So yes, that was 79.
To feed Price. Price is in here for Arsenal. Talbot arrived and Sunderland arrived as well. Alan Sunderland got in. I think the heat is going to play quite a part in this final. Pat Rice has gone sprinting down the right for Arsenal. This is Talbot. This is Brady. Good skills from Brady. Two waiting in the centre for the cross. Stapleton! 2-0 to Arsenal. Stapleton scores. Gary Bailey, no real chance with the header. And left for Coppell. Thomas almost got a flick on. Appeals for hands against Jordan. And McQueen! Gordon McQueen turned it in. United have scored with just under 4 minutes. Everybody was waiting upfield, and they still are for United. Coppell. McElroy's through. McElroy is through. And McElroy has done it. What drama here. McElroy for United. It's 2-2. McElroy the second, and it's 2-2. There's a minute left on the clock. Brady for Arsenal. Right across, Sunderland! It's there! It's 3-2! Arsenal are back in front through Alan Sunderland. United are possibly...
And then from there, then I started to get interested in football then from that point on. I didn't watch that game, but then I think it was the next season when I got more into it and started loving United. And then the first cup final we watched together was 1980, which was West Ham. Up the Hammers against the Arsenal. You remember?
Yeah.
So West Ham won 1-0. Trevor Brooking with this diving header from like 12 inches off the ground, I think it was.
Pearson, who made the earlier move. Devonshire. Oh, Devonshire's round the back. Oh, right across, it's free. Driven in. And is it a goal? It is. Brooking. Trevor Brooking.
But the thing I remember is Paul Allen, the young lad for West Ham, being through on goal. And was it
Terrible,
Willie Young, was it his name? He just
He'd be sent off.
chopped him down, didn't he? Cynical foul.
Brooking again. Oh, that's beautifully done. Allen. Now, can the 17-year-old take them on? He can. Allen is through. Oh, what a pity. A cynical foul by Willie Young. And fully deserving of the yellow card it got. A 17-year-old might have made a storybook finish there. And that was an absolutely direct chance of a shot on goal and spoiled by the worst sort of professional foul. Just look at that.
So that was the first one. I was sitting in the living room, curtains closed, sweets, pop, crisps. So
I just continued the tradition that I was used to.
Absolutely fantastic. Watching it on the telly from like early doors in the morning, 9, 10 o'clock it started, grandstand.
Curtains drawn.
Curtains drawn. What's it going to be, BBC or ITV? Dickie Davis or David Coleman or Jimmy Hill? Which one are we going to go for? We always tended to go to BBC, didn't we, really? Because no adverts.
Yeah.
But then ITV one, we used to flick pretty much, really. But it was before the days of remote control, weren't it?
Absolutely.
So
it were hard, wasn't it?
Bloody hard it was.
It were bloody hard.
It was.
But we were happy.
We were happy. But I tell you what,
Aye.
the TV we had at that stage was on its way out, weren't it? And we only had like 4 channels. No remote control, so you sit back, you got the screen there, and the picture would go, wouldn't it? You had to go back to the telly, and you had to just manipulate the button and keep pressing it to get it back. And you got it back. You had to sneak back to your chair so the telly didn't know you were moving. You sat down, picture would go again.
Yeah.
So
it were hard.
But I think we managed to get a new one though, didn't we? So the final after all, the one after that, I think anyway. But it was hard, bloody hard. No, how lucky you was, lad.
No.
Eh?
No.
So didn't have telly when I was little. Used to have puppets in a box. That's what it was. Puppets in a box. Aye. Aye. Lucky you were, lad.
He thought that it was hard for thee, lad. We just had man where you draw pictures.
Pictures on wall. No. We didn't have wall. We used to have to draw pictures on mum's chest.
Yeah. I thought they were lucky my mum didn't have chest.
Just wooden box.
Wooden box.
Oh dear. This could go on for a while.
Hilke Brooking, you met Trevor at a wedding, didn't you?
Yes, his brother actually married a Finnish girl, and I was a bridesmaid at the wedding, and he was the best man. And it started from there.
And you came here as an au pair girl?
Yes.
From Finland?
Yes, to Hampstead.
Working very hard, of course?
Yes, no complaints. It was a lovely family, and we still keep in touch.
What do you do when Trevor, if he does, comes home depressed? What do you do to comfort a disappointed footballer?
Actually, I'm very lucky because Trevor really doesn't show much of his feelings. And actually, I'm the one really who gets more depressed, and I think he's comforting me.
I understand. You get rid of the emotion for him. Now, walking along, Jill, you're don't talk to you.
I'm nervous on television.
I understand.
Yeah.
You're a dental nurse, aren't you?
Yeah, afraid so.
Have you ever had to work on Graham's teeth? Because you see some terrible gaps in the mouth sometimes.
Yeah, I'm still trying to persuade him. He's got an appointment in 2 weeks' time, but, the season being so busy, he hasn't really had any time, so his teeth are falling apart,
Are you his dentist, in fact?
No, I just hold his hand while he, collapses in the chair. But
They're not brave, then, away from the field?
No, not really.
Isn't it a glorious day for it, anyway? I must talk.
Get out! We have not started the game yet.
I think he's going to make an inspection now of the nets and the goalposts. Referee, could I just have a few words with you, please? What inspection are you making now?
Go away or I'll blast your head off.
Did you hear the question?
Pardon?
What inspection are you making now?
Well, I just got to brush off the cobwebs of the goalpost, as at Wembley, in later years, there's no goals been scored. And the cobwebs have come all over the goal. That is the only goal down there where Malcolm MacDonald put 5 in. Yeah?
Yeah.
You verstehen?
Yes, I do
Good,
understand.
Yes,
your French is very good.
Yes, and I've got to now inspect the nets on the goals.
What about the pitch itself?
Well, I've got to look now for the Humphreys.
What are the Humphreys?
The Humphreys?
Yeah.
Watch out, there's a Humphrey about!
The players' wives and the relaxing influence of Michael Aspel. We're going to take another short break now, and after that I should be back here to talk to my friends here today. And also we've got some really spectacular marching bands that have come across from America getting ready to come on, and I know you're just going to enjoy that, so stay right with us.
Possibly rather earlier than they normally do in their lives, and I hope nobody's stupid enough to spoil this occasion.
Arsenal, who've lost only one of their last 27 games, of course, the firm odds-on favourite with the bookmakers. But the West Ham fans remembering, of course, that people couldn't see any way that it was even worthwhile Sunderland turning up in 1973 to play Leeds, and yet Sunderland won that one, and everybody was saying, well, it's a formality for Manchester United to beat Southampton 3 years later, but Southampton won that one from the second division, and West Ham would feel the same today, no doubt.
I'm absolutely certain they will, Brian, because I was here a couple of months ago.
The Prime Minister here, and Dennis Thatcher. You were saying, Brian?
I was saying I was here a couple of months ago, and I think we were 2-5 on. And Wolves came and just absolutely pushed us out of our stride completely. And we lost the League Cup final, which we thought we were going to win.
Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Kent, is here. His Royal Highness, the Duke of Kent, of course, who is President of the Football Association. The teams will be presented to him before the kick-off.
Now football is a pleasant game, played in the sun, played in the rain, and the team that gets me excited, Manchester United, Manchester United.